Welcome to Must See Movies Drama Edition. I'm Taylor Viles. Our first review is for the movie Call Me By Your Name. Let's first watch the trailer.
Professor Perlman. Thank you so much. So nice.
Très confiant, hein? I can show you around.
That'd be great. Thank you. So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
Sounds fun. All right, later.
Sicuramente è meglio di quello dell'anno scorso.
Just watch, this is how we'll say goodbye to us when the time comes. Later.
Meanwhile, we'll have to put up with him for 6 long weeks.
Muscles are firm. Not a straight body in these statues. They're all curved. Sometimes impossibly curved, and so nonchalant, hence their ageless ambiguity, as if they're daring you to desire them.
Oh, to see without my eyes, the first time that you give.
Is there anything you don't know?
Boundless by the time I cry.
You only knew how little I know about the things that matter.
Build your walls around.
What things that matter?
White noise, what an awful sound.
You know what things.
Tumbling by road.
You saying what I think you're saying?
Feel my feet above the ground.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Just pretend you never did.
Nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot.
Blessed be the mystery of love.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
Reviewing our first film with me today is Rose Miller from LaSalle University. So Rose, just tell me about this film.
Yeah, so this film takes place in 1983 in northern Italy, and it's based around Timothée Chalamet's character, Elio, and Elio's father is a professor of archaeology, and every summer he has a grad student come study under him and work on their manuscript. And so the student that comes this summer is a guy named Oliver, who's played by Armie Hammer. And just throughout the summer, Elio and Oliver butt heads until they finally realize they've got a little thing for each other, and it's just really romantic and coming of age-esque.
Personally for you, what draws you into this movie?
What draws me to this movie? Well, I love Timothée Chalamet. So that, first of all, and also, the music, the cinematography. It's just such a visually stunning movie.
Tell me about this music.
Yeah, so Sofias Stevens does the soundtrack, and obviously you heard a few songs in the trailer, but it's mostly classical music, really well done. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Favorite character? I know you mentioned Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, my favorite character is probably Timothée Chalamet's character, Elio.
Is there anything specific that he does in the movie that really draws you in?
I mean, it's just about him, realizing that, oh, I might like guys, and, also, just growing up and, being confused about his sexuality and his mental health and stuff like that. Yeah, it just touches on a lot of important topics.
I know you mentioned the cinematography. It's so important to have great filming in a movie to create a good movie. Why is this one so great in that category?
So as I mentioned, Elio's father is an archaeologist. So throughout the summer, they're uncovering these ancient Greek and Roman statues, and as well as it takes place at this beautiful estate in Italy that's the Perlman's summer home, and it's beautiful.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene would probably be the scene where the name of this movie came from. One night, Elio and Oliver are in bed, and Oliver whispers, "Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine." It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I was watching and it was beautiful and breathtaking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend this movie to others? And if you did, what would you say to them to get them to watch?
Yeah, so I would totally recommend this movie to others, but the only thing I would say is do not watch it with your parents.
Well, there you have it. Here are our final scores for the first film of today's program. As you can see, I gave it an 8, and Rose, he really loves it, gave it a 9. Well, Rose, thank you so much for co-hosting the segment with me. We'll be back for more must-see movies right after this commercial break. Don't go away. History is made and should be remembered for future generations. The National Park Service preserves the natural and cultural resources for education and enjoyment purposes. With the help of volunteers and partners, we are able to share the stories of the past with more than 318 million visitors every year. From the industrial era that showcases locally made goods to the historical events that shape the history of our nation. There are many national parks throughout the country and the Massachusetts area. There is a variety of historical information and events that can create close-to-home opportunities for the family to learn from and have lots of fun in the process. To find out how you can get involved with the local National Park Service, go to www.nps.gov. Every year, Americans across the United States are affected by some sort of natural disaster or other catastrophic event. The American Red Cross prevents and alleviates human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of volunteers and generosity of donors. They respond to an average of more than 6,000 disasters each year. However, not all hope is lost in these tragic events, and the American Red Cross has a variety of ways to help. The staff of volunteers comes to the aid of those who have either lost their homes or are trying to recover from a traumatic experience. Along with them, there are also various ways you can support their cause too. This can be done by donating money, blood, or even volunteering your time to help others in dire situations. Go to www.redcross.org/donate. Some elders who may have outlived their friends and are separated from family suffer from social isolation. That is where Friendship Works comes in. Their mission is to reduce social isolation, enhance quality of life, and build the lives of the elderly in the greater Boston area. The Friendship Works staff check many factors when making a match. They want to find the best companion for these elders. Some of the activities that our volunteers enjoy doing range from playing board games and working on art projects. Others include outdoor activities like going on long walks to local coffee shops or making trips to the store. These 1 or 2 hour-long visits each week help to make elders feel more connected and less isolated. These bonds have also helped to create friendships that will last a lifetime. To volunteer or submit a referral for a loved one, today go to fw4elders.org. We all know it takes a village to raise a child to make sure the child gets everything they need to go about their young, thriving lives, and that every student, no matter the grade, needs essential items to succeed throughout the school year. Here at Cradles to Crayons, we want to be a part of every child's village. We understand that every student is not as fortunate as most. Therefore, we create fundraisers, donations, opportunities of service, and volunteer experiences so that those who are less fortunate have all the supplies they need for a successful school year in and outside of the classroom. All it takes is donating anything. A t-shirt, a winter hat, or perhaps you donate a book bag for the students' essentials, such as pencils or crayons. No matter what you give, anything counts. Look to www.cradlestocrayons.org for more information. Welcome back to Must See Movies Drama Edition. I'm Taylor Biles. Our second review is for the movie Hidden Figures. Let's first take a look at the trailer.
Y'all gonna end up unemployed riding around in this pile of junk.
You're welcome to walk the 16 miles or sit in the back of the bus.
You have identification on it?
NASA, sir.
NASA? I had no idea they hired.
There are quite a few women working in the space program.
Least I can do is give y'all an escort.
3 Negro women are chasing a white police officer down the highway in 1961. That is a God-ordained miracle.
In 14 days, astronauts will be here for training. And we're shooting a human into space, and it's never been done before.
With the launch of the Russian spy satellite, the president is demanding an immediate response.
Running from the man.
Space Test Group needs a computer.
Catherine is the gal for that. She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
You and I are different from each other.
This is about inventing the math, because without it, we're not going anywhere.
Yes, sir. That's John Glenn.
What do you gals do for NASA?
Calculate your launch and landing site. How could you be ogling these white men?
It's equal rights. I have the right to see fine in every color.
Oh, left, found it.
If you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one.
Yes, it's an uphill battle.
Get it, girl.
But guess who else is playing?
I don't know if I can keep up in that room.
Just make that pencil move as fast as your mind does.
You've been gone for 300 hours.
Felt like it to me, too. Colonel Glenn launches in a few weeks. We don't have the math figured out yet.
There's no protocol for women attending.
There's no protocol for a man circling the Earth either, sir.
Every time we have a chance to get ahead, they move the finish line.
I need to be in that room hearing what you hear.
Within these walls, who makes the rules?
You, sir, you are the boss. You just have to act like one, sir.
We have liftoff.
We all get there together, or we don't get there at all. In the fight of our lives, people.
My gals are ready. We can do the work.
More than 50 million Americans watching.
I got a warning light. Go find Catherine.
Colonel Glenn?
There's a real fireball outside. It's getting a little hot in here.
My guest for our second film review today is Megan Conroy from LaSalle University. So, Megan, just tell me about this movie.
Well, it takes place during the space race, so in the early 1960s. And the 3 women that you see, Catherine, Mary, and Dorothy, all are a part of a group of African American women who work for NASA. And this movie is a biopic, so it's based on a true story.
Awesome. So I know you mentioned the space race. 1960 was a very poignant time in our nation.
Oh, yeah.
So not only the space race, but with like black rights.
Yeah.
And this movie covered both of those topics.
Yes, because so all the women get moved up to like different roles. Like Mary goes up to like observe like the engineers and stuff and to help them out, and Catherine gets moved up to being like the calculator for like the main, like along with all the engineers that are in there. And she meets Jim Parsons' character, who's kind of like a stuck-up engineer who like is not very happy that she's there. And she gets looked down upon and then has to like prove herself.
And then there was that scene that we just saw in the trailer where the character played by Kevin Costner is like hammering down that colored woman's only bathroom. And you were telling me earlier about that scene. Like, how did that kind of transpire?
It was a very empowering scene, considering she had to run across, Taraji P. Henson's character, Catherine, had to run across campus to go use the colored bathroom, and she would be gone for like 40 minutes of her day. So the fact that he took down all the bathroom signs was a very big movement for the time.
What makes this movie stand out to you?
Just the fact that it's like starring 3 women, like powerful women who were like real, and that nobody really knew about them until like, that's why it's called Hidden Figures, because it's like there are people in our history that nobody talked about. So when this movie came out in 2016, I had no idea who these people were, and then I went to see it, and it was like life-changing.
And this is based on a true story, right?
Yes.
That's so cool. Personally, for you, why do you keep coming back to it?
It's definitely a feel-good movie. So like, if you're into like the empowering, like I said, empowering women and like everything, it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Well, there you have it. Here are our final scores for this second film under review today. So you can see I gave it a 9, and Megan also gave it a 9.
Such a good movie.
Thank you for stopping by with me today, Megan, for reviewing this film. It's nice to have you on the show. Stay right here. We've got more must-see movies right after this. Looking to start your journey into the workforce? The Young Entrepreneur Society provides mentoring to develop new leaders. We believe that we are all capable to meet the needs of employers of today and the future. Here at the Young Entrepreneur Society, our philosophy is continuous growth and improvement of the individuals who make up the workforce today. We foster lifelong learning, continuous growth, curiosity, and grit, while instilling confidence, ambition, and work ethic. We also offer community outreach initiatives, healthcare training programs, workforce solutions, hospitality training, and STEM initiatives. Whether it's building resumes or enhancing your interview skills, we are here to help. Our mission is to create the next generation of entrepreneurs through educational training, professional guidance, and long-term mentoring. For more information to start your career, visit us at justsayyes.org. More than 200 million animals are killed for food around the world every day. When asked why I do not eat or use animal products, I say because it's very unhealthy and the animals are treated violently and put in disgusting environments. They are put through these horrible conditions only to be killed for our own selfish uses. Eating an animal is essentially shooting yourself in the foot. When eaten, we put ourselves at risk of heart disease and cancer. PETA is against all forms of violence towards animals. Don't contribute to the abuse of animals. To be more involved with PETA, please visit www.peta.org to learn more. Thank you. Hi, I'm Michael J. Fox. Well, that might not be the case, but I'm speaking on behalf of the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Did you know that nearly 1 million people in the United States are affected by Parkinson's disease, with 60,000 people being diagnosed each year? Parkinson's is a degenerative nerve disorder that impacts mobility. There are 5 stages of Parkinson's. As the disease progresses, people might go from experiencing occasional tremors to being wheelchair-bound or bedridden, requiring a 24-hour caregiver. Receiving a Parkinson's diagnosis can be intimidating, but the Michael J. Fox Foundation is here to help. The Michael J. Fox Foundation is dedicated to finding a cure for Parkinson's disease through an aggressively funded research agenda, ensuring the development of improved therapies for those living with Parkinson's today. Donate today at michaeljfox.org and help make a difference. We all could use more love in our lives, and nothing will ever bring you more unconditional love than your own dog or cat. The Dixie Girl Dog Rescue works towards rescuing and finding forever families for unwanted, neglected, abused, and homeless dogs and cats. This is Jinx. Her and her siblings were rescued by the Dixie Girl Dog Rescue, and she found her forever home this past summer. If it weren't for the amazing volunteers and fosters dedicating their time to these animals, Jinx could still be homeless and spending this winter out in the cold. Instead, she spends her days playing and being showered with love. However, not every dog is as lucky as Jinx. The Dixie Girl Dog Rescue has found forever homes for many dogs and cats, but so many still need your help. If adopting is not an option for you, you can still help by donating today. To find your own furry friend to adopt and for more information on how to donate, go to www.dixiegirldogrescue.org. You're watching Must See Movies Drama Edition. I'm Taylor Viles. Our third review is for the movie Dune. Let's review the movie's trailer.
The outsiders ravage our land. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
So you're going tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going tomorrow with the advance team.
I'd like you to take me with you.
Are you trying to get me court-martialed?
Can I trust you with something? I've been having dreams about a girl fallen in battle. Felt like a vision.
Dreams make good stories, but everything important happens when we're awake.
to the future of House Atreides.
You have to be ready.
There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
They're not human, they're brutal.
What if I'm not Dad? You'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be.
Come on!
My son. I know you.
Tonight, the bloodline ends forever. Kill them all.
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one. Only together can we stand a chance.
Let's fight like demons.
It's not safe for you here.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. For the fear is gone. Only I will remain.
This is only the beginning.
Reviewing our third film with me today is Joe Bohr from LaSalle University. So, Joe, there was a lot in that movie trailer just now. Can you just kind of give me an overall, what is this movie about?
So, like, basic bare bones plot of the movie is Paul Atreides, who's Timothée Chalamet, is basically going on a journey to become a man and avenge his family. Yeah, it's kind of like, without spoilers, that's a basic way to tell it.
Well, it's simple enough. I know this is based on a book. Do you think it did a respectable job of adapting that?
Absolutely. I think this movie has a great aesthetic to it. I think sometimes it feels like the page is flying off onto the screen. I think the actors did a great job portraying Frank Herbert's characters. I think that and it feels like the story is really shaping up pretty well.
And there was a movie about this made in the 80s, a 1980s version of Dune. Sometimes it's hard to do a remake, but do you think it worked out in this case?
Absolutely. The original Dune is only one movie, and again, the book is just too big to do one movie. It's really goofy, and it's not really like serious at points, which I feel like Dune isn't really a goofy, fun story. It's a pretty tragic story.
Yeah.
And the actors were kind of weird in it. It's a weird movie overall. I'll tell you the truth. But no, this is definitely a great remake of it.
So let's be honest here. Is it just another Star Wars film, or does it stand out in another way?
I think it's much more than just like a Star Wars film. I think it has so much more of like original sci-fi that which is kind of really lacking. Like that old, I can't remember like the time period, but really old sci-fi where things are just kind of really out there and strange, like massive worms that eat sand and and like personal shield generators, stuff like that like massive hulking space machines.
So dreams play a big part in this movie as well. Can you just kind of tell me what the part they play is?
So throughout all of Paul's journey, throughout the movie, he's having dreams of the past and the future, and they kind of guide him on his quest through Dune.
Well, there you have it. Let's take a look at our final scores for the last film of today's broadcast. I gave it a 7, and whoa, Joe really likes this one, gave it a 10, told me he's going to watch it later tonight.
Probably.
Well, I appreciate your help with today's show, and hope you can join me again sometime. Thank you for watching Must See Movies. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time. The Boston Children's Museum was founded in 1913, and since then it has been dedicated to teaching the children of Boston in a fun and joyful way. Their mission is to provide experiences that instill an appreciation of our world, develop foundational skills, and spark a lifelong love of learning in all children. The hands-on exhibits will amuse and educate your children. Imagine your child riding on a bobcat, or using a jackhammer in the construction zone, or becoming a scientist investigating dinosaurs in the Explorosaurus exhibit. These are just some of many exhibits and programs offered to children of all ages to explore with their families or with professional guides. Your donations will support the Boston Children's Museum in continuing to promote the healthy development of all children, allowing them to continue to provide joyful discoveries and enriching experiences. The Sofia's Grace Foundation is a non-profit organization that specializes in rescuing and rehoming dachshunds, dachshund mixes, and other small breed dogs. At Sofia's Grace, they service a variety of states on all corners of the East Coast, from here in Massachusetts all the way down to Georgia. This little girl was recently adopted by a loving family here in the greater Boston area. Betty, originally named Arizona, had several brothers and sisters that all found loving homes in the area as well. Now Betty lives a happy life full of lots of love, treats, and cuddles. To find out more information on rescuing, donating, fostering, and more, visit sofiasgracefoundation.org. Again, that's sofiasgracefoundation.org. I mean, how could you ignore this little face? Today in the U.S., about 1 in 10 Americans have some type of over 100 different liver diseases. This is due to liver diseases becoming more common due to obesity-related illnesses. Founded in 1976, the American Liver Foundation has had the ultimate goal to see a world without liver disease. But until that goal is a reality, their mission is to help those who are affected with liver disease through education and fundraising efforts for cures. Every year, the ALF hosts events such as the Liver Life Walk and the Liver Life Challenge to help raise awareness and funds for liver diseases. But if walking isn't your thing and donating at this time isn't possible, you can become a volunteer to help make a meaningful difference in your community. For more information, go to www.liverfoundation.org. The American Liver Foundation, your liver, your life. Fact: about 1 in 4 women and 1 in 10 men have been the victims of domestic abuse. Even those who are lucky enough to survive will go on to experience a range of negative side effects such as emotional stress, psychological trauma, chronic injuries, and even death. However, at Reach Beyond Domestic Violence, we are working to change that. Reach is a nonprofit organization that has been dedicated to empowering individuals, families, and communities to overcome domestic violence since 1981. We go about this duty in a variety of ways, by offering safety and shelter and other programs to help people understand and prevent abuse. We also provide outreach to community members of all ages, encouraging them to make a difference in the realm of domestic violence. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please call our hotline at 800-899-4000.